Welcome back, agents, to another episode of Prime Tips. Hey, this time we're going back to IITC and we're looking at a plugin called Portals List Plugin. And it's pretty much what you think it is. It gives you a list of the portals, but it's the portals that are in view. And there's a number of things that you can do with it. You can use it to do things like look for things that might be left behind, look for portals that you might want to attack, and we're going to look at all of those things. Now, I'm looking at it using a browser, Chrome, on a Windows computer. You can do very similar things with your phone. You plug in on the phone, works just a little bit different, so there might be a few things that are more difficult to use on the phone, but you can use it in the field pretty much the same way. So, I'm looking at a city that has a pretty fair portal density, and I've got it loaded in, and on the right-hand side I have the Portals List plugin installed, and when I click on it, it's going to take it just a little bit, but it will come back with a list of all the portals that are in view. So across the top, you can see that it has all, neutral, resistance, and enlightened. So those are the filters. So if I leave it on all, I can look at all the ones that are in view. And probably that's used most on like a first Saturday or something like that. So once you've got that filter at the top, then you can do what I would call the sorts, the things that are at the top of that list. So if I click on portal name, it's going to put all of the portals in A to Z order. So this could be handy on like a first Saturday where you're helping with decoding, and maybe you're looking at the pictures, and you're looking at a picture and it's like, that's Washington Park. Okay, so do I have a Washington Park in view? And I can slide down to the W's, and by golly, there is a Washington Park. And so when I click on it, I can look, and does that picture match the picture that's on the decoding? Well, yes, it is. So then I could right-click on Portal Link and copy that into the decoding page, or click on the page and look at it, whatever you want. So if you know the name of the portal that you're looking for, or you have a good idea, show all of them, sort them by portal name, and go look at it. If I click that again, it'll put it in reverse order, Z to A. Neutral portals, again, I can look at all the portals that are not owned by either the Resistance or the Enlightened, and maybe that lets me know that that's a good place that I could go and get deploys. So if I'm looking at doing visited and captures, I might be able to look at that and go get captures. Now, visited, you don't have to fully deploy on it. You just have to, interact with it. Let's click on Resistance. And this is just a list of all of the Resistance portals. And again, I've got them sorted by portal name, A to Z. And I'll click on Enlightened. So now I'm just looking at the Enlightened portals. So these are the ones that at the present time in this view are controlled by the Enlightened. Now, go back over to our things at the top, and we have a level. Let me click on level, and it's going to put those in order. So you notice that in this view, the highest portal that I see that is enlightened is an L7, level 7 portal. So if I'm looking to do some farming and I want to get some L8 gear, or maybe do some fracking or something, and get a lot of those things that are hard to find, this particular area isn't a good place for an enlightened player to do it with an enlightened portal. So maybe I'm going to do what some people call dirty hacking. Maybe I can't find any L8 portals for enlightened. Let's look at the Resistance. So I put it on the Resistance. Now I'm seeing some L8s. If I click on level, it'll reverse it. So there's my level 1 portals. I'll click back, so L8. So it gives me a list of the L8 portals that are around. And if I click on any one of them, so I'll click on like Clark Park. And again, on the right-hand side, I'll see the view of Clark Park. And on the map, I happen to see the little indicator, so that lets me know, hey, that's where Clark Park is. So if I'm looking to do that hacking and get that L8 gear, I probably want to go over there. And if I look at some of the other ones, you notice that it shows me where those are at as well. So that's real handy if I'm like visiting a town and I want to do some farming, or I got to get the gear and I'm passing through. This will help you find those L8 farms. The team link, it's not going to do much if I have it filtered by resistance, but if I was looking at all and then I did team, then it will put them, there's all the neutrals and there's all the enlightened, and the resistance would be down at the bottom. Let's put it back as the resistance and look at health. So health, I have 100%. So those are all the portals that are fully charged. If I click it again, it's going to put it in reverse order. So now I'm seeing those portals that are low on charge, 10%ers. So I know anything that's under 15% in a day's time, it's going to decay and be gone. So if those portals are important for, say, an operation or something along those lines, I know, hey, I need to hunt down those particular portals, or if I have the keys, I need to remotely charge them. Okay. The RES is the number of resonators that are active on that portal at that time. So when I click and I have RES 8, that lets me know that there's 8 resonators that are on these particular portals. Again, I can go to enlighten, those are 8. If I click back, there's 1s and 2s and 3s, so those some of those that don't have fully deployed. So I'm going to move a little bit, and I'll move down to kind of where I play, and I'm going to zoom back in here. And I had a enlightened player go through town and left a number of portals that he had deployed, and I didn't want to leave those portals fully deployed because maybe he's going to link to it later. So I find my area. Let me get my area here, and we'll zoom in a little bit. And what you can do then is change the view. There we go. There's where they're at. Change the view to get the area that you're concerned about. And then once it's all in, again, I will click on Portals List, and it will give me a list of all the portals. There's fewer here. It's 48. But when I click on Enlightened, there's 5 enlightened portals in this area. And when I look at the RES, that tells me that 5 resonators are active on this particular portal, the 4432. So there's none of these portals, enlightened portals, that are fully deployed in that area. And there's no resistance portals in this view at all. So if you're wanting to know, hey, is this something that maybe they came in and they're dropping in portals that they're going to use as part of an operation, and you've got a lot of them and you don't want to have to go through a bunch of it, you can just zoom in and do that trick and see whether there are portals that have 8 resonators on it. And if they do, that's fully deployed, and that means that they're going to be able to use that. So let's go back up here to this town, and I'll get in a little closer. And you notice I want to get in a little closer so I can get a view of all of the portals that are active. I'll show you a trick that you can get a little more of that. So once I've got them all in and they're all loaded in, again, I can click on the portals list, and I'll take it a little bit to load it in. And come on, baby. There we go. I got 1,121 this time. So again, let's look at enlightened portals. And you have links, fields, and AP. So I can click on links, and it gives me the one that has the most links, or fields, the one that has the most fields, and then AP. So you might think that I'm going to get the most AP for taking out a higher level portal. So if I look at the highest level portal in this particular view at this particular time is a level 7 portal, and there's 2,350 AP available for it. But if I click on AP, now it changes, and now a level 5 portal is at the top. That particular portal has 27 links, and it has 49 fields. The AP for that is 44,149. And if I point to it, it'll tell me that I would get 42,399 for destroying it, and another 1,750 for capturing it. So take it, hack it, take it, and all that other stuff. And again, I click on it, it shows me right where it's at, and that's where I'd want to go. And I can look at the one that's next to it on the list, and I see it's next to it on the map. So if I'm going out and destroying and making AP, that's a good way to figure out where I'm going to get the most AP, most bang for my buck. Moving over just a little bit, you'll see that there are this VC column stands for visited and captured. So if it's red, I've captured it. If it's yellow, I have visited it. And if it's white, I've done neither. So most of these I've captured. There's one here with the yellow. So I have visited that one, but I didn't capture it. So at the time that I went by, it probably was fully deployed, and I couldn't really put resonators on it. So I could only visit it. I couldn't capture it. And then there's some yellow ones, or some white ones, which means I haven't visited those. So again, if I'm looking for portals that I'm looking for uniques, I can set it to all and click on this V/C, and all the ones that are dots are probably unique portals. So I could go up and hunt uniques and get them that way. The other column you have is the S column, and that S column stands for scanned. I haven't done any scanning in this particular area, so all of those are going to be just dots of white. But if it was a purple one, it would let me know that I have scanned that, and I've got it on my badge. So I can look at all these and I say, hey, if I want to do some scanning, I want to go walk in circles, I got plenty of them here that I can do that with. So that's the Portals List plugin. Now, one other trick that you might want to do is, let's say that I want a larger area that I want to run my Portals List plugin. So if I pull out a little bit with this, let's go out 2 clicks, and so I'm getting pretty much the whole city. But once it loads, you notice that most of the portals go away. That's because my zoom factor is not the right one, and it's not going to show me all of those portals. I'll see the ones that are connected via fields and links and that kind of stuff. So how do I get that larger view? Well, the trick is that you want to change the zoom of the actual browser itself. So on this particular browser, I can hold down Control and hit minus, and it's going to change the zoom of the browser. So I'll get the zoom in that browser down to like 33%, and now I'll zoom in on IITC using the roller on my mouse, and it's not real responsive when you do this, but you'll eventually kind of get it where you want it. And since I've got the zoom set different for the browser, and the level of zoom for IITC is a little different, get her just right, there we go, it will, in effect, kind of trick it, and it should load in a bunch of, yeah, there she goes. It loads in all the portals. So now I can see the entire city, and it's going to take it a little while, but it's going to load in all of the portals that are there. So once it gets all of those portals loaded in, I can go back and hopefully I remember where my link for Portal List is, because it's really small. I'd click on Portal List, and then I would get a list of all of the portals in this entire city. Now, why would you want to do that? probably the biggest thing is if you're doing a virtual first Saturday and you're hunting for portals by name or that kind of stuff, you can get that list. And once you have it, keep it up and then change the zoom factor of your browser and go back and look for the names of those. So let's see if I can get this to work here. So we'll click on it, and it might take it a little bit longer because I've got probably quite a few more portals. There we go. And you notice that when I did that the list is there, but the list is so darn small that I can't really read it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that down and get it kind of near the middle of that screen. And when I zoom back out, you kind of have to watch it because you noticed it jumped there to the lower right-hand corner. So you have to kind of keep moving it back where you need it. And again, once you've got this list, you don't want to lose it. So I just keep zooming back. Oh, shoot. Let me come back out and see if I can get it again. Nope, I've lost it. So again, you kind of have to be careful with it, but eventually you do it right, you can get all of these portals in there, and then you can get all the names and you can go through them. So I probably have a couple thousand portals that are loaded in there, and that way I don't have to move and look and that kind of stuff. So portals list, it's something that you can use for finding all kinds of information. There we go. So I did it again. I got 1132. So that's just the view that I'm looking at. But again, portals list plugin, really helpful if you're looking for the names of portals whenever you're doing a decoding. Really handy if you're looking for that L8 farm in the town that you just happen to be passing through. You got to get some L8 gear on the run, or in town. Or if you're looking for that area that you need to go and fight and make some AP. So I'm hoping that I'll see you in the field sometime soon. So long, agents.